Blue Kaizo? What's this? Some mysterious Pokemon game? No. Like Yellow Legacy and Crystal Legacy, it's a ROM hack, a fan game made in order to be quote-unquote challenging. The term kaizo is a Japanese word that just means rearranged or mixed up. However, in a video game context, it's taken on an entirely new meaning, to mean difficult or, in some cases, unfair, annoying, and difficult. The term originates from a ROM hack of Super Mario World, which a lot of people came to know on YouTube as A-hole Mario. The video uploaded in 2007 has, at time of recording, 5.5 million views, and other early Let's Players like Proton John would play the game under its actual title, Kaizo Mario World. These games were never meant to be played by humans without save states, and were just sort of a fun way for this guy to mess with his friends. But for some reason, a community of people in North America decided it would be awesome to try and play through these games in real life, get really good at them, and create an entire genre around them. But of course, this would not be confined to just Mario World. Other Kaizo games started to appear, including the subject of today's video, Blue Kaizo. So as the game begins, things look normal-ish. I mean, there's a little less grass, which I guess is a good thing, and you get to pick your 3 Pokemon. Nothing super Kaizo so far, but just wait a sec. The rival, no matter what you pick, gets a Mew, and Bulbasaur has Toxic and Vine Whip, which is kind of good to be honest with you. I mean, so far, different, but nothing terrible. Just wait a few more seconds. In fact, there's no better place to show you what this game is all about than Viridian Forest. This is what Viridian Forest looks like in Blue Kaizo. A little different than the Viridian Forest we know and love, but wait, it gets even better. It'll be kinda hard to tell in Viridian Forest because we actually can talk about that in a second, but pretty much every single route in this game is a maze. None of them are just straightforward. They all are mazes with tons of grass. But at least encounter rate isn't like crazy high. I'm walking a ton without getting encounters. But that's because Viridian Forest in Red and Blue is broken. If you want to see how many encounters I'm supposed to get, we'll talk about that in Mount Moon. But for now, let's go get to Brock's gym. Slight, minor issue with that, it's blocked by a one-way, and it seems that there is no way to get around it. I need cut to get there. Where do I go? What do I do? If you've ever watched speedruns or early speedruns of Red and Blue, you know that the trainer that blocks your path from Route 3 will let you walk through solid objects. And so if you talk to him, he'll take you to the cave gym of Brock. So what does a gym leader in a Kaizo game look like? Well, a level 15 golem that immediately explodes. That's the first thing. So I just reset because I want Bulbasaur for the Kabuto. Now you might notice I have different Pokemon. They do increase the number of Pokemon on each route like Yellow Legacy did. And they even give some of them really good moves. The problem is, and I wanted it to use Explosion there, the problem is they didn't increase the number of trainers. So you'll see that all my Pokemon are fairly underleveled. I did level up Squirtle, but it's slower than Golem, which may surprise you. Because here's another thing you may not know about Kaizo Blue. Stat experience, otherwise known as EVs in modern Pokemon, not a thing. Meaning every time you catch a Pokemon, training it, other than leveling it up, does nothing. Also, Omanite has Blizzard. Yeah, that's Brock. Fun times. And we haven't even gotten to his ace yet. So I leveled up a little bit, and Wartortle has Bubble Beam, which it shouldn't, but I'm not going to complain. I also have Ivysaur at level 16, but I'll swap into Nidoran to get the Feint, and then I accidentally swapped into Charmander. But I really wanted Ivysaur, which has Vine Whip, unfortunately, but it's still able to one-shot Kabuto. Not Omanite, but it does have Absorb, which is cool. Then Aerodactyl comes out and uses Fly, which is a 1-turn attack and does a lot. Don't forget, Aerodactyl has a super high critical hit ratio. Thankfully, it doesn't get it the second time, and I'm able to tank it and knock it out. Unlike Yellow Legacy, Blue Kaizo is a very old game, does not have level caps programmed into it, and thank goodness. But if you think I'm just going to overlevel, yeah, that's not going to happen for reasons we'll talk about. There's another way they make sure you don't overlevel, but that's Brock. So far, the game is fine. Honestly, it's not terrible. The gym was a little harder. This is okay. But now let me introduce you to Mount Moon. Mount Moon, like everything else in this game, is a winding path where every trainer is mandatory, and every 5 steps you get an encounter. Literally every 5 steps you get an encounter. If you want to know why Blue Kaizo is frustrating to play, this is it. Every route's a maze, every route, and actually the cave routes are a little better than grass. I'll show you what it's like on grass, which is funny because in the base game, it's the caves that are annoying and grass, which is fine. But in this, they made grass ridiculous. But yeah, every time we enter a cave, I'm going to show you a little bit more about what the layout is and what it's like. But just know, all mazes, all have a million encounters. Very frustrating. But now, welcome to Cerulean City. You have to make sure you don't jump down the ledges. There's Cerulean Cave, but yeah, what a beautiful city it is. With this wire thing for some reason, and like, why would anyone live here? I know that's a weird question to ask, but like, why? No, seriously, why? Also, you'll notice you can't even battle Misty until you battle Rival 2. And Rival 2 has a Dratini, which you cannot catch. And you'll notice Dratini has Wrap. This is another thing this game absolutely loves. Wrap. In Generation 1, when Wrap is used, you cannot attack. Also Kadabra. We'll talk about that in a second, but it's going to sweep through my team probably. It uses Thunder Wave and Kinesis. That's something else we'll talk about. Dragon Rage, that's not so bad. A little OP for level 17 Pokemon, but not terrible. And then, of course, we have Mew, which has Thunder Wave, Psychic, and Soft Boiled. Now, keep in mind, in Generation 1, they don't have Power Points. That is infinite Soft Boiled, that it can just heal forever. So you might not be shocked to learn that despite the fact I had done a really good job in Mount Moon battling a bunch of wild Pokemon, catching some stuff, no chance. Well, actually, I came close, but no chance. And unfortunately, I didn't save because I didn't think I was battling Rival 2. So I have to do this fun stuff. And yeah, this is how you have to get to Cerulean, by the way. You have to go through the grass, no encounters, be careful. Phew, we made it. It took a few more attempts to beat Rival 2, and you'll see we're over-leveled once again. But I use Wrap against the Rival. Basically, I send in Rhyhorn because Dratini just has Wrap, and every turn it uses Wrap, Toxic does damage. So that is a way to counter their very annoying strategy. And annoying strategies are going to be the name of the game, but we haven't encountered how annoying they get. Coughing, which I caught, uses Explosion, which has 1 power point, but you'll see a lot of that as the game goes on. Not from me. And then with Mew, we just kind of have to outlast it, and there's another place Toxic really helps, because it can't just soft-boiled infinitely, and eventually it'll get knocked out. Honestly, a little OP, but nothing terrible yet. This battle still had the right amount of strategy to annoying opponent strat ratio. There's so much more of the game to show off, but I don't have like 5 hours to do a video. This is Misty's gym. Doesn't it look beautiful? I think this is the best looking gym I've ever seen. Anyway, here's Misty. She has 4 Pokemon. I have Magneton now. And it does know Thunderbolt, which is pretty good, knocks out Vaporeon. Now, because I've lowered accuracy, I swap into Rhyhorn. And one thing you need to know about Red and Blue, the opponent doesn't decide what it's going to do until after you've selected your move. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Terms, it's like playing every battle against Maximilian Pegasus, with the Millennium Eye always knowing what are the cards in your hand, and I don't have the Spirit of the Millennium puzzle that I can swap to trick the AI. I can, however, come back to Misty a little bit later and level up, which I am definitely going to do. Anyway, here's Route 6. Isn't it beautiful with all the grass? But there's also a level 100 Weedle. That's pretty fun. Actually, genuinely, that was pretty funny. When I saw this, I laughed pretty hard. It's still just a Weedle. And if you ever wonder why I don't like doing Weedle runs, I mean, it's a level 17 Coughing, and that's how little Poison Sting is doing. So just keep that in mind if you ever wonder why Weedle runs are so terrible. Now, I need to stress this. On pretty much every route, every trainer is mandatory. You are blocked off from going around, meaning you're going to either need to buy a bunch of expensive potions or backtrack, which is really frustrating. At least in this instance, going back to Cerulean meant I could try Misty again. And this time, things went far better because I have a level 28 Magneton. I get a Gen 1 miss from Ice Beam, that's still a thing, a critical hit, followed by a just one-shot, and then Starmie goes for Recover. So very quickly, level 30 Magneton beats Misty. This is one of the last times a gym leader will be defeated so easily. I realize I didn't give you a full view of what Route 6 looks like, so just take a second to look. I am going to level up my Pokemon, so there are going to be, but look how many wild battles there are. Look how every Pokemon has like status moves or self-destruct, and just, we're going to speed through this, but this is it. All these trainers, mandatory, every one of these Pokemon, this is meant to wear you down and make sure you don't get to where you need to go. It sucks, but we got to Vermilion, which also sucks. Why? Well, let's try to get to the SSN, shall we? I mean, first of all, I don't know why there's like a million of these brick things everywhere, but all right, there's the gym. Nothing there. Nope, can't go there. Where do I go? Okay, go around. Go around. Oh, that's a one-way. So I'm trapped now. And would you look at that? As if I'm playing like Mass Effect, trainers are using wall cover to hide from me. Now, if I didn't have Dig, I'd have to go through this entire gauntlet in order to get back to the Pokemon Center. But thankfully, they allowed Diglett Cave to be accessible, so I can use Dig. But again, no trainers are skippable. I've beaten all the trainers now, so let's look at what Route 11 looks like. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some grass, 7, 8, 9, I think, 10, 11. All of these need to be beaten before you can go to the SSN, which, why are there 3 trucks? All right, well, that's a choice. Anyway, the SSN itself wasn't designed in the same way. It was just kind of left vanilla. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every time you open a door, a trainer is immediately ready to battle you. But you don't have to battle these trainers. They're just optional. But considering how underleveled I've been at certain points, I think it's a good idea to battle these trainers. But yeah, look at that. You open a door, 2 trainers. No escape. Fun. It gets better though, because unlike what some people will say, there is nowhere to heal in the SSN. That's in Fire Red Leaf Green only. So if you want to heal, you have to go back to the Pokemon Center and then traverse. And yes, there's no trainers, but you need to traverse this entire route all over again. I am shocked it's not covered in grass. But yeah, that's Blue Kaizo for you. Anyway, time to battle Rival 3. I didn't know he'd lead with a Vaporeon, so I have to switch into Magneton, which is level 38 because, well, there were quite a lot of water Pokemon here. Rhyhorn does a really good job against Jolteon, which, as I learned later in this game, doesn't get Pin Missile or any way to hit. Ugh, that Fire Blast sucks. But it doesn't have any way to hit a Rhyhorn. Now, Wartortle's not quite as overleveled, but still pretty good to take on Flareon. Mew is level 31, and remember with Mew, remember they read my moves, but all I have to do is survive. Well, I can still maybe knock it out, although with Body Slam and me being paralyzed, that really stinks. But in the end, I do persevere. First try victory, let's go. We finally are able to use Cut out of battle, and that means we can make it to Surge's gym. What an exciting time for us, as two trainers ambush us immediately, and it gets better because, like in Pokemon Stadium, they don't have to stick to type. No, Wrapping Tangela is definitely part of an electric gym. What a fun and fair challenge. I mean, I thought that was both fun and fair. And look, it's going to try to paralyze me so it can go for Wrap and always go turn 1. What a great, fun strategy for me to deal with. Good thing this is the only Pokemon that does that. Sarcasm. Anyway, now we battle Lieutenant Surge. I make fun of him a lot, but his Pokemon are level 39, which if you remember where Magneton was, is even higher than Magneton. So when we talked about the fact that our Pokemon are going to be underleveled, I wasn't exaggerating. This game does not have rare candies or easy ways to level up. All the wild Pokemon are annoying. So you're just going to be underleveled. And since there's no stat experience, it's not like traditional Pokemon where being underleveled is more like being on par. Also, I got Frozen there, which is just, you can't thaw. Just great stuff there. But yeah, like I was saying, as I lose to this Porygon, being underleveled actually means being at a disadvantage, a clear disadvantage. I don't have the heart to show all the losses to Surge, and also this video is already going to be super long, but I leveled up a ton, constantly checking if I was done, but I wasn't. Rhyhorn in the slow level up group had to get to level 29, now level 30 with Rock Slide, which is pretty good, but it's not the only Pokemon. Farfetch'd I'm using to cut, but it's also good fodder. Venusaur, you might notice, is super high level. Magneton's pretty much the same, but I leveled up in Diglett Cave a lot. Jolteon, I can switch to Rhyhorn. As we discussed, other than Body Slam, there's no way for it to damage Rhyhorn. Not sure what I was checking in the stat screen right there, but at the end of the day, when the Electabuzz comes out, I have Charmeleon. I haven't evolved it because Charizard would be a flying type. I can swap in Magneton here, and I go for Thunder Wave. In this generation, you can paralyze an electric Pokemon with Thunder Wave, which is nice. And then I try to do the same thing to Raichu. It's a surfing Raichu, by the way, but it doesn't have great moves against Venusaur. It gets a crit, unfortunately, so I won't be able to knock it out. But Blastoise is just strong enough to tank a Thunderbolt, and at 2 HP, you can see we finally beat Lieutenant Surge. I don't think I've ever been so happy to beat Surge before. That's what Blue Kaizo did to me. Oh, I'm so excited for this. You guys aren't ready for Rock Tunnel. Seriously, I know I've been hyping stuff up, but Rock Tunnel is seriously the most effed up looking stage. And I did say effed up in a J-Rose video. Still not a swear, but like, this is how absolutely just ridiculous this looks. All right, so I'm gonna use Flash here, and you guys aren't ready for this. It might look darker than usual. There's a reason for this. So let's use Flash, and welcome to Rock Tunnel. Welcome to Rock Tunnel. It starts out with a really fun little puzzle where if you go the wrong way off the stairs, you can't progress. That's super fun. But yeah, they just put blank nothing everywhere so that you have to use Flash, or else navigating this would be, at least if you don't know the layout, ridiculously difficult. It's so bad. Speaking of bad, this is Lavender Town. It looks fairly similar, but I want you to look at Route 8. Now, I've already beaten some of the trainers here, but just look at 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, every 3 steps, literally, is another battle. I mean, like, what is... Come on. Like, this is... I know it's being sped up to, you know, a crazy degree, but, like, do you know how tedious this is? Just to, like, run, and then look how many trainers there are. And again, unlike... Oh, I didn't mean to throw a ball there. Unlike real Pokemon games, I don't think this game understands what an optional trainer is. And yeah, I mean, some of these Pokemon are fast, and you can't just run away from them like that Scyther a couple seconds ago. And yeah, so I'm going to knock it out with Charizard. And I mean, this is, again, this isn't even any trainers, right? I've already beaten all the trainers. This is just what it takes to get through a route without repels. And because repels are so expensive and money is so scarce, that's what it took for me to get to this gambler who has 6 Pokemon. And look at that, leads with Guillotine. And by the way, what's this going to go for? Horn Drill. Those are only 30% hit chances, but when they hit, you have to go back to the Pokemon Center and then go through that nonsense all over again. It's fantastic. I mean, heck, look at Route 7. Like, why? Why is this here? It's just egregious. There's no need. And all right, well, now I got to swap. Yeah, can't have Venusaur in front. It's too slow, but I don't have anything faster. I hope I get through. And that's what this is for, by the way, to make sure I don't. But like, oh, whoops, I was going too quickly. I fell off the ledge. There's no need for that. Come on. Now, Celadon City feels like it's been the least changed, but look at this. To get to Route 16, there's water. In order to surf, you need to beat Koga, meaning in order to get to Koga, I need to go from the other direction. I'm sure that won't be irritating. One thing the game is very generous with, though, is TMs. I mean, I don't have a ton of money, but you can see I can get Dig, Mega Drain. Mega Drain's huge, right? Because Mega Drain gives me HP back. And since there's so many battles, everything is like a gauntlet. HP is important. So at the very least, I don't really have to worry about having moves. And they do try to balance it so that the moves you have make sense for where you are in the game. I do genuinely like that. Anyway, time to go into Erika's gym. And like every gym, it's gotten a bit of a makeover. And here's our first trainer. Again, everything is mandatory. Oh, look, she's got a Gyarados, just as I expected. And now she swaps into Parasect. Perfect. So I didn't know that. That's why I save before every single battle. There is no reason not to. Is she going to switch again? Blizzard, that's fine. I mean, this is why I have Magneton. I wish it was Steel type. That'd be useful. And yeah, I mean, this is what you expect, like I've shown you before. Sleep, Body Slam, Wrap, every annoying move. That's what the opponents have. After having to heal for like the 5th time, I didn't actually battle Erika yet. I decided to battle the Rocket out here. And again, he's got way better Pokemon. But I'm curious to see... Oh. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I get burned. Perfect. I mean... What was I expecting? A double battle right off the bat that's unavoidable. Better go heal. And that's exactly it. That's this whole game. Bunch of difficult Pokemon. Better go back to the center. And, oh god, doing this without the Pokemon Center would be terrible. I wish I had a way to extract the map data for these games. I don't know enough about modding Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. But like every other, let's call it dungeon, it has been altered so that it is just one straight path with a bunch of trainers you have to battle. There really hasn't been any change to this formula. It's do this, rinse and repeat, heal, do this, rinse and repeat. But if you thought that was annoying, get ready for this nonsense. Invisible spinners! That's right. The spinny things are invisible now. Because remember when you could see them? That was lame and stupid. Who wants that? I'd rather not know where they are at all. I mean, I think they're in the same spots as vanilla, but gee, this is fun. I mean, truth is, I actually don't know if the spinners are in the exact same spots, for the record. This is just fantastic. Really good. Now, between the invisible spinners and all the very difficult trainers, I want you to guess how long it took me to get to Giovanni. Because I think the scale of time this is taking isn't really something I'm communicating well. Yes, I play this on increased speed, so you see the in-game timer, but almost all of us will play games like this at an increased speed. So I'm actually going to talk about real human time. The answer, by the way, if you want to know, is over 40 minutes. The Rocket Game Corner took me over 40 minutes. And I'm not even done. I still have to battle Giovanni, who of course has 6 Pokemon that are incredibly overleveled. And here is the thing. It is actually really slow and tedious to level up your Pokemon. And of course, we have Hypnosis Persian right off the bat. And it's just, this is the whole game. This is the whole game. And so, yeah, I'm not going to show you this battle because all the battles are just me resetting over and over and over again, trying to get really good luck. These are not my favorite Pokemon. I use these Pokemon because I think that they're good. In the end, after like 6 losses, I actually give up. And I head to the Pokemon Tower. Now, you'll note here that I do have repels, although my Pokemon are so underleveled, they don't always work. And of course, I won't be able to complete it. And of course, instead of battling Rival 4, it's just some random Chandler with a Golbat. And like always, I just have to go back to the center, heal, and I'm just looking for trainers at this point to level up my Pokemon. I'm still underleveled, and I'd rather go through an area where there's just trainers and not wild Pokemon because, I mean, you've seen how annoying those are. I figured Route 12 was a good place to go because I figured I have to go there anyway, considering the water that is to the left of Celadon. Won't be able to get very far because of the Snorlax, but I need to level up my Pokemon, so whatever. I get to a point where I'm confident enough to battle Erika. She leads with Vileplume, I lead with Charizard. And, alright, full heal is actually perfect. I have Flamethrower now, so I can knock it out. Clefable is bad, but I have Farfetch'd for flying. I'm just going to sack Farfetch'd instead of whatever the heck that would do. So, Venusaur is next. I'm going to try for Toxic Strats, but she seems to have lots of full heals. How many does she have? How many does she have? Well, okay. Is it infinite? Yeah, I guess they have infinite full heals. That's fair. That's fun. Great. And also notice I don't have Leech Seed, of course, because that would be unfun or fair. Ah, God. And every time I get status, it's just a reset. Like, these battles are so tedious. They're so tedious. Gen 1 is just not a good game for this. Yep. All right. So I don't want to keep Charizard in to Clefable because I don't want to get paralyzed. So, all right. Burning is perfect because then it full heals. So now, yeah, going into Farfetch was the right call. And then Blizzard is fine. Now what? Guess Venusaur was right, but this time let's go for Razor Leaf. That does nothing. I mean, it's not nothing, but maybe now Charizard can knock it out, or maybe Magneton with Thunderbolt. Perfect. Okay, now Venusaur comes out. I can paralyze it. Look at that. And then hopefully, all right, full heal's perfect. Flamethrower, great. Crit, I don't care. Tangela, Flamethrower. Oh, okay. Well, Rap's not a big deal. That's why I can't be paralyzed, though, because then it would be a huge deal. And so, Victory Bell, let's go. Lovely Kiss. Lovely Kiss? What? Oh, my God. Like, of course it gets Lovely Kiss. Why wouldn't it? And then Paralyze, and then, yep. All that for nothing. Well, I mean, maybe not. Executor, no, it's definitely got a grass move. I don't know why I brought... Oh, wait, maybe it doesn't have a grass move. Doesn't matter. Oh, God. I'm sure you're thinking, J-Rose, if you didn't waste a Pokemon on Farfetch'd, you'd have already won. Yes, that's possibly true. However, to access Erika, you need to use Cut. And there's no way to delete HMs in Gen 1 as far as I know. So I need a Pokemon that I'm not actually going to use, where losing a move slot isn't a big deal. So, yeah, that's why Farfetch'd. That said, I did have another Pokemon I could use, and so in finally the winning battle, we get hit by Petal Dance, which is fantastic. And then for Clefable, we once again will swap into Farfetch'd. It's funny, the strategy I just kind of improvised at the beginning is the best strategy, as I found. Just go into Venusaur, weaken it enough that Charizard could take it out, although last time I used Magneton. And then Venusaur, I use Flamethrower. Double Team is bad, but whatever. I hit, so we're fine. And I'm at level 56. Tangela, we know it's going to go for Wrap likely, and it missed. Perfect. Fire Punch to knock it out. And then Victory Bell, I go for Fire Punch, actually got a crit. And then Executor, I go Flamethrower. It's actually burned, which means I'm going to win. I also had Dodrio instead of Rhydon, which is what I should have done in the first place. But in the end, I just got the luck I needed with Charizard, so hooray. I won the coin flips. Now to progress, I need to beat Giovanni, but I mean, this team is ridiculous. Persian still outspeeds Charizard. Thankfully, it misses with Hypnosis and then goes for Slash. I'm at level 57. Dugtrio's outspeeding me because, again, I don't gain any stat experience in this game. So even though I'm at level 56, unlike in a typical playthrough where my Charizard would be faster than even like an Alakazam, in this playthrough of 32 hours in-game time and 5 hours of real time, it doesn't work like that. I lead with Rhydon, and it doesn't go for Hypnosis turn 1 Persian, but it does turn 2, and this is why I can't lead with Rhydon. Because I can't knock out Persian without being put to sleep. I mean, theoretically I can, but it's not happening, right? And I think I just need to reset when it puts me to sleep. I mean, that's where we're at this point. I just need to reset. All right, well, didn't try that this time. Yep, I'm asleep. I can try to fight through it, but the problem with Gen 1 sleep is I don't attack the turn I wake up anyway, so Persian can just keep spamming Hypnosis if it wants to. Oh my god, this is taking... Ugh, gosh. Okay, finally in like, what, the 80th battle? I mean, I think it's like the 7th, but this took far too long. I finally get Slash, Earthquake, Hypnosis, Miss, Earthquake. Then Dugtrio, I can go into Dodrio or Blastoise. I go Blastoise just in case, and that was a mistake. But for whatever reason, it goes for Body Slam. Bubble Beam does lower speed, but not enough. And then Drill Peck knocks it out, which is good. Nidoqueen is next. What do I want to do? I just go Drill Peck. It is Thunderbolt. That's fine. I get it down to half HP. Now, I think Rhydon Earthquake. It uses Earthquake. I have good defense. Great. Nidoking, it has Earthquake. Ugh, I need Blastoise for this. Charizard, go Flamethrower. Thunderbolt's fine, actually. We don't knock it out, but we're still around 22 HP, and then Rhydon. I still have Venusaur. Wait a minute. Venusaur, come on. Oh, we actually outspeed. Let's go. No, there's still Tauros, right. Body Slam. Oh, Tauros is so good in Gen 1. Body Slam, and now it's Magneton v Tauros. Earthquake, yeah. So close. Gosh. I lost like 20 more times. I made it to Tauros a bunch, but I could not beat Giovanni, and yeah, I just need to level up more. It's really annoying, but a lot of my Pokemon are just under-leveled, so time to grind experience, that's super fun. I resisted doing this because it's going to be really tedious, but like, I'm just going to battle a bunch of wild Pokemon and just level everything up a bunch. This is going to take a really long time, and this is where what I call ultra speed up is going to work well, although I'm not going to be able to really see what's going on. But yeah, this is kind of why in a lot of modern ROM hacks, people will often add auto rare candying and level caps, because this is one of the least fun things to do in Pokemon, but we have to do it because Giovanni's Pokemon are way over leveled, and he is the next major trainer. Well, I spent a really long time. But finally, I get the luck I need on Persian. By the way, if you swap to Dodrio, it always knows and goes for a rock move for some reason, so Blastoise actually is the right call. But occasionally it'll go for Fissure, so I actually make it through, which is good. And then I still have to use Charizard for Nidoqueen and Nidoking. It sucks, but it's just what has to happen. I get a lucky crit there, which is actually super useful. Dodrio is fast enough to outspeed. And then for Rhydon, I actually can go into Venusaur and use Mega Drain, which is really nice. I don't get paralyzed by Body Slam. And now I have all these Pokemon remaining for Tauros. It goes for Hyper Beam, but of course, in Generation 1, it can just go again. Earthquake, I can get an Earthquake off. Earthquake, it knocks out Rhydon. And then Magneton at level 50, it doesn't do enough to knock me out, but I just don't do enough to knock it out. Thankfully, Body Slam, I tank it. It can't paralyze because normal on normal. And after, how long was that? I mean, not consecutively because I did other things, but it's been over an hour since the first time I battled Giovanni 1 and won. I want you to keep in mind, we're not even in the back half of the game, and we're fighting level 55 Pokemon. Now I have to go to Pokemon Tower. Remember, I don't have Fly. In order to get Fly, I would need to access Route 16, which I can't. And, oh, look at that. Arbok with Fisher. Perfect. Oh, right, I'm back at Giovanni. Oh, look at that. I haven't beaten him yet. Make sure you save, guys. Make sure you save. It actually only took me 2 more battles to win, which I'm very happy about. But now I can use, all right, Glare, Earthquake, great. See, you might wonder, why do I constantly just go back to the Pokemon Center instead of using, like, full heals and whatnot? And the simple answer is I'll just run out. I had Rhydon leading because, to this point, there were no Psychic Pokemon I could catch. Like, I, of course, want a Psychic Pokemon. They're completely overpowered, but the creator knows that. So I'm stuck using Rhydon, which is super effective, or Dodrio, which at least is normal type. And as you would expect... Oh, wait a minute. It's only 1 floor? What? Wait, that really? Oh, no. Okay. They just don't let you access the higher levels of the tower before you beat Giovanni. And Explosion Muck. Perfect. Wonderful. But yeah, as you would anticipate, every single trainer is mandatory here. Eventually, though, I wanted to stop using repels because there was a Pokemon I thought would be super, super useful going forward in Haunter. I don't think I'll be able to get Gengar, but a Ghost Pokemon in Gen 1 can be really good. And I don't know what I'm going to replace yet, but I've done so many challenges in Gen 1. Even in this game, having a Ghost Pokemon should be super useful. Now, you may have wondered, where in the world is Rival 4? Well, in this game, he's actually at the top of the tower, which makes sense because that's more irritating. If he's at the top of the tower, you have to battle everyone just to get to him. And his team resembles more like Rival 5 than Rival 4. Thankfully, just like the vanilla game, Pidgeot doesn't have any good moves for rock Pokemon, so Rhydon was a great lead. Unfortunately, Rival 4 figured that out and swaps to Golem, but Blastoise is able to one-shot it with Bubble Beam, and then Pidgeot comes back. I actually go for Ice Beam and get a Gen 1 miss. Then I paralyze with Body Slam, and then I get a couple paralysis, more than a couple in a row. Unfortunately, the rival does then hit me with a very obnoxious Hyper Potion. I then switch in Venusaur to try and knock out the Blastoise. He switches into Pidgeot, and I say, you know what, go for it. And for some reason, he just keeps swapping. I think this is because Pidgeot is at low HP, and even though this game has different AI behavior, it's still Gen 1 and thus held together with Duct Tape and Dreams. So I think it might just keep switching because it doesn't know what to do. Now, I get a Charizard versus Venusaur matchup where Venusaur has used several double teams. That was irritating. And finally, Pidgeot decides not to switch, and I knock out Venusaur. And now it's Charizard v Charizard. I don't know why I swapped in Rhydon. That was really, really, really stupid. But it's Earthquake. Oh, I got a crit. Otherwise, I would have won. Anyway, I'm actually able to get Charizard to switch after a pretty fluky Gen 1 miss with Earthquake. That's 2 of them in this battle. But then Mew comes out, and this Mew is just, oh god, it's the worst. Now it has a really good moveset, and I actually come really close to winning, which I'm very proud of. But yeah, still no first try victories for me. No, Rival 4 took 3 tries, which, you know, it's fine. It makes sense. But I just kind of had to figure out what to do, what Pokemon to use when, what to save for what Pokemon, when do we need what. Venusaur, by the way, is still really, really irritating. Although with Haunter, Nightshade and Hypnosis is pretty good, although not when you get a bunch of double teams against you. I try for the mirror match Charizard v Charizard, and I come out on top. Charizard is my ace right now. Charizard is just really fast, really good. It has been so great. Of course, Mew using Infinite Soft-Boiled is not great. Now I have 4 Pokemon remaining for Mew. I try for Toxic. I'm sure that wouldn't have worked. I try for Hypnosis. That's not going to work. So I'm really just got 2 left. I then try for Thunder Wave. At the very least, that's going to trigger a full heal, but the rival doesn't have one. Soft-Boiled is annoying, but I'm almost able to knock it out. Then I get Hyper Potioned. It's going to be Rhydon v Mew. Rhydon goes for Earthquake, and I get a super clutch critical hit. That is what won me the battle, but I could care less. Oh, that sucks. But at the very least, by the way, it really is annoying the rival is so high up. Oh god, I forgot to use Repel again. And I should have caught a higher level Haunter, but whatever. At the very least, the healing spot is right there, which is super useful. Is there another Marowak? What's going to be up here now? Okay, so it's just, they just move the floors around. That's pretty funny. They just moved the second floor, and then it's just a bunch of rockets with random Pokemon. Makes sense. All right, well, you're not going to have to see this. This is just tedious battles. Yeah, super fun. Super fun. But yeah, speaking of super fun, you guys are not ready for routes 12, 13, and 14. You're not ready for it. I wish there was a way to show you the map that I have to deal with here. By the way, we do finally get to wake up Snorlax, which is pretty good. Although it's only at level 30. I thought Snorlax would be a useful addition to the team, but sadly, it just is so weak. But all right, I'm going to actually back up, not in terms of time. This is an hour later. I want to show you what I have to do. Now, every one of these trainers I have beaten. This is what I need to do to get to Fuchsia City, okay? So we got to go down through Route 12. All these trainers are mandatory. You need a Pokemon with Cut. So I needed to give Charizard Cut because Farfetch just wouldn't cut it. Haha, funny pun. Okay? There's also wild encounters here. I have repels that I've forgotten to use. So I'm going to use one right now. So look, there's grass. All these trainers. Look how many trainers there are. And if you have to go back to the center, also there's a maze, which is annoying, but it's all good. So after I meander around, okay, we're just going to skip ahead a little bit. And we're still meandering around the maze. Look at trainers, so many trainers. Everything mandatory trainers, mandatory grass. And yeah, we finally made it into Route 13. More maze, by the way. More grass. More trainers, more grass, more maze. I'm glad I'm getting lost here because I'm really showing off just how awful this was. Thank goodness we have all these repels. Every single one of these trainers, mandatory, right? Now, this looks probably very familiar to you. Oh, this looks just like the route outside of Fuchsia. You're going to get there really, really soon. Oh, you're really, really funny. First, you have to go around and up like this. But wait, it gets even better. It gets so much better. Because while we are in Fuchsia, you may notice I don't have access to something very important. The Pokemon Center. I can't actually make it back here. You do gain access to the Mart. And in the Mart, you can buy things like Super Repels, Revives, and I'm going to buy a whole bunch of them, right? It makes sense. And Hyper Potions to heal up my team. But I can access Safari Zone, but I can't actually go to the center. How do I do that, right? That's what we want to do. Well, to do that, we have to go through another gauntlet. A gauntlet on Route 15. And I don't think you guys are ready for just how insane this route is. The truth is, I gave up halfway through, so I'm going to have to show you the conclusion to Cycling Road later, because y'all are not ready how many trainers you have to fight. But first, we're going to have to go through Safari Zone, something we can do right now. Now, this was one of the worst things I've ever had to do on stream. I'm not going to sit there and, give you a preamble. I'm just going to tell you the truth. To get both Surf and the Gold Teeth require two different paths in a maze-like Safari Zone. While there aren't any trainers, you get, I believe, 2 or 3 steps of leeway. Meaning it takes exactly around 497 steps to get to these items, or at least Surf. I'll show you. Now, my editor Shaman is speeding this up for your viewing pleasure, but I actually played this part at single speed. That is the level of precision I needed, and I still would make several mistakes. I had to follow a YouTube video that did this because there just aren't a ton of guides out there for Kaizo Blue. There's going to be some cuts, just simply because I didn't know at the time there were 2 different routes for both Gold Teeth and Surf. I thought that I actually missed the Gold Teeth. You may also notice, by the way, that the entrances are not clearly marked. It's just a wall you walk into and, oh yeah, that's an entrance to the next area. Super great, super fun. But anyway, this is where we're going to start having to cut. Yeah, excuse the edits here. It's just simply because I had to keep looking up the YouTube video. So I would turn off the game, look up the video. But if you noticed, I actually made a mistake. And because of that, I was kicked out right in front of Surf Guy. Right in front. Anyway, sorry if this was a little disjointed. It was disjointed to play through. A lot of saving, a lot of resetting. But in the end, I did make it to Surf Guy Although it took like half an hour and required me to, again, watch someone else. There is no way I would have figured this out on my own. I would have given up. If this is what I had to do to win, I would have given up. But now, with Surf, the reason I wanted Surf is not just so I could surf in the overworld, which I can't do yet, but it is a much stronger move for Blastoise, and there's a lot of rock Pokemon, so I'm very happy with it. All right, this is Cycling Path. I'm not going to be able to show you the whole route because there's a whole bunch of trainers I haven't beaten yet, but you can see tons of grass. I have to battle with gravity, kind of maze-like. HM checks everywhere, and it's very frustrating. You have to hold the button. It's so annoying. And yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this. There's like, ooh, look, it's like an obstacle course, and then trainer here. I've already beaten this guy. I've beaten a couple of them, but you can see, look, it goes up, all the way up, and then what goes up must obviously come all the way down. It looks like you can skip a bunch of stuff by going up there, but nope. It's just because when you battle that trainer for the first time, he moves. And you got to be careful, by the way. You can actually go down that little fun section and have to start all over again. So it's not just trainers you have to watch out for. It's fun, let's call them pseudo-platforming challenges and mazes, and it's the best. It's really great. Now, you might wonder, what is the point of all this? I actually get to a dead end, so I'm not going to access the Pokemon Center from here. I thought maybe there was a path down that, like, I'd go around and down. But no, it turns out I need to use a Pokemon to use Fly. And with Fly, since I've already been in Fuchsia City, I actually can fly to Fuchsia City. And that is how I access both Whirl Islands, I guess. I see some water down there. And more importantly, the gym, which again has an HM check. Koga's gym doesn't look as bad, like visually, as a lot of the others do. It actually looks kind of nice visually. Maybe even nicer than the real gym, but still the same idea with a bunch of really annoying, difficult trainers. And once again, it's Psychic-type Pokemon, which are way more frustrating when you don't have any Psychic Pokemon to counter them. But they're all mandatory, as you'd expect. Honestly, the last two gyms haven't been that bad. But, whoa, there's a level 66 Venomoth. Thankfully, Charizard has leveled up quite a bit, but still not enough to knock out one of the best Pokemon ever. And it seems like it's about to make mincemeat of my entire team. I knock it out and get to level 66 Weezing. Everything is just too high a level. Guys, I am battling every trainer. I have to battle every trainer. And yet, I'm under-leveled. The designer has designed the game in such a way that he knows how much experience points I should have. I'm supposed to be under-leveled here. And I don't see any way I could beat Koga, to be honest with you. I just kind of want to see what other Pokemon he has. I mean, if Weezing is number 2, oh yeah, I forgot. I can't put anything to sleep. What the heck is going to be 3, 4, and 5? At least Haunter is actually really good here. Mr. Mime. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now I have to deal with a Psychic Pokemon, which isn't good for my team. So I battle him a few more times. Obviously, I don't do very well. I level up Charizard a little bit. I'm also catching a bunch of Pokemon because there may be other Pokemon I want. A burn on Venomoth is great. One-shotting it would be what I need. But Charizard actually does really well here. We get by the first 2. And even a slash on Mr. Mime is excellent. Unfortunately, that's about as much as we can do. Right on, you can see I'm really using it a lot. It is just so good. It knocks out both Mr. Mime and Nidoking. And I get to Gengar. If that had missed with Hypnosis, we might have been home free. I don't know. Unfortunately, it makes quick work of my remaining Pokemon. Well, actually, no. Blastoise, good for it. It was able to tank it, but then we have a Tentacruel, so new PB, but not good enough. I'm not sure I've been entirely constructive throughout this review playthrough, so I'm going to be a little bit. If you're going to make a game like this in the future, just give me rare candies. This is just really bad that I have to do what I'm about to do, which is just go into the grass and then battle Pokemon again and again. This is now the second time I've had to do it. There's really no reason to make a player do this. It's just really bad game design. Like, the fact of the matter is, I don't mind making ultra difficult games. They're not really my cup of tea, but they are what they are, right? At the end of the day, though, if that's something you'd like to do it. But, I don't know. It just doesn't feel really fair that Koga is essentially beating me because my Pokemon, there's no chance they can win. He has a really good team. He has a varied team in terms of typing. Honestly, just do what other games do and give me a level cap. Even if Koga's levels are higher than my level cap, at the very least, I don't have to do this. It's just so tedious. One thing I didn't know, however, and I didn't expect, is that Haunter actually can evolve to Gengar at level 55, which is a really high level, but super useful. Gengar is just such a great Pokemon, and while this entire process that I just said was tedious, it was also really effective. It wasn't on my first try, but Charizard's still level 65, and in fact, you can see there, if I don't get what I want from Venomoth, I just reset, and I didn't get what I want again, so I just reset. That is like what I do when I use really terrible Pokemon. But I don't get a crit there, which is nice. And then Weezing, this is important because I need to tank this hit. And then I knock out Weezing, and then I hit Mr. Mime, and that's the strat. Mr. Mime will always knock out Charizard, but now Gengar outspeeds Mr. Mime, and they can knock out Mr. Mime. I forget that putting things to sleep is a dumb idea. I don't know why I keep trying it. I keep hoping in vain it will work. But in the end, I actually make a mistake. I shouldn't have gone Blastoise, but after sacking Blastoise, Rhydon is a high enough level to one-shot Nidoking, and then Gengar actually goes for Nightshade, so it one-shots that. Tentacruel has Surf, but Magneton is now a high enough level that I tank, and I Thunder Wave, which will actually allow me to manipulate the AI to using a full heal, meaning I'll knock it out with Thunderbolt, and I actually lost count of the Pokemon. That's the win. I didn't realize Tentacruel was the last Pokemon. Slowly but surely, we are making progress. We can now surf outside of battle. But as you'd expect, this game is very linear. And I fully expect we're going to have to do Saffron City before we battle Cinnabar. I wouldn't even want to go to Cinnabar. It's going to be so high leveled. Why would I even try? Now, I decided to go to the fighting dojo. And here's an interesting thing. Bruno's here. Bruno is no longer an Elite Four member, I guess. Maybe the person listened to me retroactively. Anyway, my Gengar is actually really, really good against Bruno's team. And I'm able to get either a Hitmonlee. Can I actually get both? I think I want Hitmonlee. It's better. So I wonder how I get Hitmonchan. But yeah, as you can see, you need Surf to access Sabrina's gym. Again, an HM check. And speaking of HM checks, you wondered, why didn't I go to Silph? Silph also has an HM check. You need to use Surf. Now, Silph Company, you may notice the elevator is gone. I have used the word tedious a lot, but I cannot describe to you the degree of tediousness that Silph Company is. So right off the bat, right, there's two trainers that battle you back to back. And because I wasn't anticipating that and didn't save, I need to save before I go through every door in this game. I have to battle Bruno again, which isn't that big a deal, but, you know, why? All right, I'm going to fast forward to after I've done everything so you can see just how tedious this is. There's no grass, but see, save. And none of these teleporters do anything here. I don't know why they're there. They're just for aesthetics. But yeah, you can see that every single staircase, there's just a bunch of trainers you have to battle consecutively. I actually have the card key now, so I'm going to get a couple items that I saw but wasn't able to get. And some of the card key doors are just like, why do they exist? But yeah, you can kind of see as we go really fast through it, just how this would work and how you're basically forced through this just truly, truly awful gauntlet of trainers. There are more I haven't defeated, by the way, a bunch more. But at the very end of it all, it's Rival 5-0. Now, I assumed Rival 5-0 would lead with Pidgeot because that's what he does in Vanilla, but of course he leads with the Sandslash, so I'm going to have to swap. This time I saved, though. Very smart. Good Gyros. Level 70, though. I outspeed Sandslash in one shot with a crit. Very good. Dodrio comes out, and I decide to stay in. Hyper Beam misses. Ice Beam crits. Great. Arcanine comes out. It goes for Dig. Don't forget base 100 power, but Blastoise is bulky. Another crit. Holy mackerel. And finally, now I don't get a crit. Hyper Motion is annoying, but Blastoise does make it past Arcanine. Executor we outspeed, but we do like nothing with Ice Beam because Executor has amazing special. Charizard, though, is almost level 70. Thankfully, Psychic doesn't drop my special, and with 79, we make it to Gyarados. I then Flamethrower, goes for Thunderbolt, but speaking of Thunderbolt, Magneton, I'm going to go for Thunder Wave. It actually tanks a Hydro Pump. Nice. And Thunderbolt knocks it out. And then finally, Mew, it went for Soft Boiled for some inexplicable reason. I'm not really sure why, but eventually I get it paralyzed and damaged a bit. I go into Rhydon, I go for Earthquake. Psychic, it crits, but I think Venusaur Razor Leaf will be enough to knock it out. And we have beaten Rival 5-0 on our first try. Hey, first try victory. Don't say that very often. And you can see I'm catching a lot of different Pokemon. I'm already into box 4. I don't know what Pokemon I'm going to need, and also look how long it takes. I want you guys to see how long it takes to get back to the healing spot. Like, this is actually a really good example of where this game just really, look at all this. Look at all this. This is all, there's no shortcut. There is no quick way. Thankfully, I've started to memorize the layout of this, and now I know where I am. Actually, no, I don't. I've gotten lost. No, there I am. I just went the wrong way. Hey, now I can heal. Isn't that fun? So great. Unlike the base game where just getting from Rival 5 to the healing spot takes like 5 seconds. So glad it takes a really long time. It just really makes the game that much better. Giovanni 1 was awful. Hopefully Giovanni 2 isn't so bad, as we almost hit the 10-hour mark. But just like last time, we are leading with, this time, Rhydon, and we're put to sleep right away. So this is something I'm going to have to reset and try to get a battle where this doesn't happen. I think this is the 3rd or 4th battle, but finally go time. We get Slash, then Earthquake. Man, Rhydon's so good. Then Hypnosis misses. Perfect. Nidoqueen. Blizzard doesn't... Oh, it does knock me out. Darn it. I guess it's level 72. Thunderbolt doesn't knock out Blastoise, but Surf doesn't knock out Nidoqueen. This isn't good. Flamethrower, Gen 1 miss. Yay. And, yep, I'm knocked out. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad, actually. We're really under-leveled again. Am I going to have to level up? I might. I mean, I'm going to... No, Blizzard's just going to knock me out here. I'm trying the same thing. I don't know why this is going to go any differently. Unless I got a crit or something. Now what? All right. Maybe go... Yeah, okay. This time no Gen 1 miss. And so we at least got by Nidoqueen. Alakazam! Oh, and it can paralyze me. Wonderful. All right. Yeah, I don't know why I'm going Gengar. That's not a good decision because Alakazam easily outspeeds that. Maybe I should lead with Gengar. Is that kind of a smart decision? What can Persian do against Gengar? Does it have a move? So it can go for Hypnosis. No, it doesn't have a move. Okay, so this is tedious, but I'm trying to put it to sleep. It's trying to put me to sleep. Oh my God, are you kidding me? What is this? Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, I'm just going to reset. Holy moly. Oh, and I forgot to... Okay. Let me put Gengar out in front. Wow. Now I can save 60 in-game hours, by the way. Only 933. You can see how much speed up is being used here. But, okay. Finally, I put Persian to sleep, and then Nightshade, Nightshade, Nightshade. Good Nightshade. Perfect. Now, Nidoqueen, I try to put it to sleep. It goes Earthquake. Okay, I'm going to have to do this like a ton of times. Just give me an hour. Hopefully not. All right, in the very next battle, thankfully we get the luck we need. Well, actually, not right away. Persian actually gets the Hypnosis first. But after it takes like an eternity for us to wake up, we then put Persian to sleep, which is useful because otherwise it takes very long. Then we put Nidoqueen to sleep. And we go Nightshade, 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 Nightshade. Perfect. Alakazam. All right, now I'm going to swap into Magneton. It goes for a cover. Interesting. And then it doubles it. Okay. And now I'm going to swap into Rhydon. Goes for Psychic, which is unfortunate, but I tank it. And then Earthquake knocks out Alakazam. Okay. Gengar, it misses Hypnosis. I knocked that out. All right, this is do or die. Tauros. Okay, so we know Gengar's not the right call. Let's go Magneton here. Do we tank Earthquake? No. Darn. Wanted the paralysis. Let's go Venusaur here and try Sleep Powder. Body Slam. Nice. Okay, wait. I think just Razor Leaf. Yeah, 1, 2. I love these critting Razor Leafs. Let's go. And then Zapdos. Okay, that I wasn't expecting. This may be a massive problem. I got to put this to sleep now. Oh, wait. I do. Thunderbolt. No, it woke up. No. Go back to sleep. No. Go back to sleep. Yes. Go Nightshade. Okay, actually, Thunderbolt did more, but it critted. Oh my God. Okay, Nightshade. Let's go! What? It has a Zapdos? Oh, that's not a good sign. Okay, well, we got really lucky. I mean, I'm resetting for luck. Of course we got lucky, but like the fact that happened so quickly was very, very fortuitous. This doesn't bode well for us at all. Oh God. Oh no. There's so much more left. Time for Sabrina's Gym, man. Tell me if you heard this one before. enter a door and there's a trainer. I'm so sick of this. But thankfully, we're able to beat this one. In fact, I'm going to battle even the optional trainers here because we need the experience points very desperately, as it seems. After having some issues because I'm really underleveled, I decided to go and see if I could battle more trainers. I also knew I needed the gold teeth, but I had no idea where the heck they were. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a guide for that. Someone in chat eventually helped me, which was super great because I was lost for about 30 minutes. It's a maze. And you could see there are 4 steps remaining to the gold teeth route. I didn't realize it was a completely different route. Just awful. Just awful. Anyway, to level up, remember I said you could surf to maybe the Seafoam Islands or Cinnabar from Fuchsia? Well, it looks like these trainers are far less over-leveled, so pretty good idea to battle them. In fact, Magneton's going to get some decent levels, which could be useful. I really like Magneton, so there are lots and lots and lots of trainers here, and you know this is going to be mandatory at some point for some reason that, as of now, I can't fathom. Maybe this is the only way to get to Cinnabar. I have no idea, but regardless, it's really useful to level up, and finally, I feel like I'm not overmatched every battle. In fact, I'm even out-leveling some Pokemon now, which is really nice. So at this point, it's important to mention I've been playing the game for 10 hours, not consecutively, but on consecutive days. This was back in the good old times when I streamed every single day, but after that second day, I was just so burnt out from this game. It took me like 3 weeks to come back, and I kind of forgot a lot of what I was doing and why. So to get an idea of what I needed to do and how much leveling, I decided to battle Sabrina, which isn't an inherently bad decision. Of course, I had no idea what would come out first. It's a Jinx, and Gengar get outsped, and wow, it actually also knocked out Charizard and Magneton. Okay, perfect. But, alright, well, I needed to get Hypnosis to hit, it seems. Now, again, I do a lot of their challenges, and it's been 3 weeks, but one thing that's frustrating me watching this back is not making the connection that while in some major battles I can use Hypnosis, gym leaders seem to have infinite full heals. So they're not trainers I can use it. For some reason, I wasn't picking that up. I don't know why, but I guess here's the thing. While for you guys it takes 10 minutes or so of video between gym battles, in real life we're talking about maybe half an hour to an hour, and a lot of other battles that aren't easy that I'm using Hypnosis for. So I'm using the same strats I'm using for the general trainers for the gym leaders, and just not really picking up the pattern that gym leaders, you can't use Hypnosis. Regardless, I decided that I still wasn't ready for Sabrina and went elsewhere. Oh yeah, something funny, by the way, I went back to the water routes. There are level 100 Magikarp, which is it's so funny because you can't level up a level 100 Magikarp or evolve it into Gyarados. And it's so cool to be like, oh my god, a level 100 Pokemon, but it's Magikarp and it's totally useless. All right, now we have to talk about another really annoying section, the Seafoam Islands. So the Seafoam Islands are mandatory, and I should have known that because I didn't look hard, but in Pallet Town, right at the beginning of the game, you may remember there's no water there. It's all blocked off. So this is the only way. And tell me if you've heard this before. Every 3 steps, there's a Pokemon and there's a maze. But wait, it gets better. Like Safari Zone, there's a twist. Here, you have to do a boulder pushing, quote unquote, puzzle, but you have to figure out which path to take. Otherwise, the boulder will not be able to be pushed into the hole. And figuring out which path to take requires a little bit of spatial reasoning, which, okay, here's the thing. Live, I was really annoyed just because I was so sick of this hack and I just wanted to kind of get through it. But I don't think it's fun, but like, I think this is kind of creative. Like, this is more creative than Pokemon typically gets with its puzzles. And I do think this is objectively a more fun puzzle than like the really awful stuff we get in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. And like, yeah, I genuinely did enjoy kind of thinking, okay, so I have to come from this direction, and then wait a minute, like this was wrong. It has to be wrong because, oh wait, no, it's not wrong. You have to go up here, and then there's an outcropping there, and then I'm trying to figure out, okay, wait a minute, and I've actually just solved it already. I didn't realize. This is why I waited so long to do this voiceover, because while obviously there's a lot of things about this hack I don't like, when you're frustrated or annoyed at something or someone, just everything that is done, even if it's innocuous or even good, you find a reason to be annoyed with it. And again, in this case, I just wanted to get the game over with, so it makes sense why I was so frustrated. But I genuinely think this is actually not bad puzzle design. Like, it is definitely not the most fun thing to do to push a boulder, but typically oh no, I just used dig instead of strength. Oh, that's on me. That's on me. All right, well, whatever. But after doing all the puzzles, the real reason I came down here wasn't for accessing Cinnabar. It was that finally is my time to get the legendary Pokemon. Giovanni, he used a Zapdos, but I was about to use an Articuno. It's a Ditto. Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what got into this guy, but like genuinely, this is some of the best design for this game. Like, kudos. Honestly, I am unbelievably impressed. that you know, I love like watching Super Mario World with like their trolls and kaizo blocks and stuff. This was a genuinely good troll. I'm actually like very amused. I'm gonna catch this Ditto. I wanted to catch every Pokemon because, yeah, why not? I love catching them all. You can see when I save how many Pokemon I have. I have so many. And hey, maybe I'll be able to use some of them, but you'll see when I save, I have 87. I've been slowly but surely, I really am trying to enjoy this game. I want you guys to know, I don't go in ever with the intention of not liking a game. I haven't liked a lot of design choices so far. There is still more game to go, but I do want to give the game credit when credit is due. Credit is due. This was an amazing section. This was really good. If only repels could be permanently on, I didn't have to keep selecting them. That's the only gripe I have. All right, well, now that I've already basically made it through the entire Seafoam Islands, might as well make the Cinnabar. And I was just so flabbergasted at what just happened. Like, was I just trolled again? How do I access it? I was so shocked. And thankfully, my chat realized what was up. Charizard can't learn Fly because this is Gen 1 and 2. But by getting into that tiny little section of Cinnabar, I've now enabled it as a Fly location. So I'm going to have to teleport or dig back. But I don't think this really counts as a troll, but it sure as heck got me. I'll tell you that much. I can also say Cinnabar is so ugly. And once again, there's HM checks. Although the Mart... See, I can buy Safari Balls, which is... Yeah, that's interesting. Another thing I do want to praise about the game, although I prefer the infinite rare candies, I genuinely do appreciate the fact the game gives out TMs that are good pretty frequently when you should be able to obtain them. The game's pretty good about that. Also going to get fossils here, which is pretty good. And the fact they sell things like ethers, which the main game doesn't, I think that's really good. Now we get to the Pokemon Mansion, and it was, say it with me, oddly empty and not very maze-like. What? Like, it was pretty vanilla, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, really vanilla. I mean, I was stunned by that. There were a couple differences, but realistically, everything was pretty much the way it is in standard Pokemon. Even the extra rare candy was there. I was really surprised. Now, I don't want to speculate because I don't know, but sometimes in hacks, if you make them like in order, I have sometimes found that people just want to get it out and perhaps put a little less, I don't want to say effort, but make a little less changes. I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I'm a little surprised, but especially when you consider like how different Mount Moon and Rock Tunnel were. And then looking at this, this definitely feels like very minimal changes. And I've actually started to notice the dungeons, at least, and gyms feeling much more samey. I do wonder whether there was a little bit of burnout or fatigue for the creator after probably working on this for months, I would guess. I mean, this isn't an easy thing to make. Now, by the way, there is a northern route to surf on that takes you to where Palatown would be, and what it gets you are level 72 Pokemon. So I could catch these Pokemon and replace my team with them. Since there is no stat experience, there's really nothing preventing me from doing it. But this is like, honestly, this is like a pretty generous reward for what otherwise is a completely optional section. All right, since I'm already here, I might as well do Cinnabar Gym, and you can just talk to the trainers. But otherwise, the gym is completely vanilla.
Vanilla, by the way, is a term in modding, which basically means it was completely unchanged. Literally nothing about it has changed. Not the questions. I mean, the trainers and the Pokemon are changed, sure, but this is just Cinnabar Gym. Well, even though I haven't beaten Sabrina yet, there's no reason not to try Blaine. I mean, his Pokemon are really out-leveling mine, but Rhydon still one-shots Charizard. Chansey, unfortunately, is very good special in this game, so I'm going to need something with good physical attack. I try Slash Charizard, but wait. What? What? That does nothing. Did they change Chansey's stats? That seems like really bulky for Chansey. Am I wrong? Is that how much I would do? The answer, by the way, is no. I did the damage calcs. As I anticipated, a critical hit slash from a level 69 Charizard on a level 84 Chansey would do around half HP. So something has been modded to Chansey that its defense is this high. It should not be so high. Also, why do I keep doing the sleep powder thing? Why do I keep trying it? Why? I keep hoping eventually they're going to run out of full heals, but they don't. They don't run out of full heals. They never do. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to see, like, how far does this go? Is it just 10? Is it 5? Is it 20? But no, it's infinite. It's infinite. This is really the first time I figured out it was truly infinite, because Brock has 5, but yeah, it's infinite. Blaine, I was really starting to get frustrated because, I mean, I'm pretty high level and I was making very little progress. I was able to get by Chansey somewhat consistently, which is nice. The way I was able to do it actually was weirdly enough with Gengar and lowering its special with Psychic, which you wouldn't think is the way to go, but whatever was done to Chansey's defenses, that was the easiest play. Then, oh no, Rapidash with Hypnosis, but it's only got Horn Drill for some inexplicable reason. So, although in theory Horn Drill could hit a Gengar because it is lower level, it's a Gengar, so it can't hit it. Then out comes Flareon, and Flareon's actually kind of okay, but once I lower Special and Tentacruel outspeeds, hey, I'm using a Tentacruel now instead of Blastoise. It's better. But then I try to get Tentacruel to knock out Magmar. Sadly, Magmar takes out the rest of my team. This is actually not terrible progress, but... And I could just catch a bunch of water Pokemon and win from around. Probably should do that, to be honest with you. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that there actually are a lot more rare candies than usual spread out throughout this game. And I have avoided using them because I figured I'd need them at the end. This was a mistake, by the way. I'll talk about this in a second. I had amassed 25 at this point, and I put them to good use. All right, Rhydon's going to beat Charizard. We already know this, so I didn't need to do too much there. Now, Chansey, I'm going to switch into Venusaur. No need to level it up. It's just there to be hit. All right, now I had to think for a second, and I have a level 80 Gengar. That's right, Gengar is now level 80. Unfortunately, Chansey can paralyze, which is pretty frustrating, but level 84 Tentacruel with Hydro Pump and a crit can knock out the Chansey, and now, oh, it outspeeds. All right, well, missed once with Horn Drill. You know what? I'm just going to reset. That can't happen. I need Gengar for Rapidash. Having Gengar survive Chansey was difficult, and it took a lot of attempts, but eventually it did happen, and once Gengar makes it to Rapidash, actually it being paralyzed is almost better, because when it's paralyzed, it can't get put to sleep. I decided to swap out Gengar, maybe I need it later, and Charizard actually makes pretty quick work of Flareon, and then Magmar comes out, it has Thunderbolt, Charizard actually tanks it, and one Earthquake. Now I can go into Tentacruel and probably sweep. Tentacruel outspeeds and knocks out Magmar, and then Moltres! You know what? Sure, I didn't see this coming, but sure. Hydro Pump crit, get out of here, Moltres! Oh my god. What is this? So, we're starting to see legendary Pokemon more often, in that we've seen 2 of them. I guess Loreley's gonna have Articuno, if I had to guess, but... Alright, that was the first time we made it to Moltres, and thankfully Tentacruel did well. Like we talked about, I could replace members of the team. I did want to keep my team even though they are under level 70. Even though there's no static speed, you know, call me sentimental, but I've used them the whole time. Sadly, Blastoise had to get replaced because Tentacruel's just better in a lot of ways. but I'd love to see if I can beat the game with the team I've played through most of the game with. All right, now time to battle Sabrina. Sabrina leads with Jinx, and unfortunately, Blizzard still one-shots Charizard. Recall that in Generation 1 and in Generation 1 only, Ice is neutral to fire, so it's super effective against Charizard. That's not like a glitchy message. Now, I don't really have a great Pokemon for Jinx because Gengar is weak to Psychic, but if I get a crit, that's fine. Actually, that's even more fine because then I can Thunderbolt. All right. Now, I guess Magneton, that works. What's next? Hypno. Let me go Thunder Wave. Full heal. Okay, yeah, it's going to full heal right away, but I outspeed anyway. Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, Psychic, don't lower special. Okay, wait, this is going well. Executor. All right, this is the big scary one. Right, I can't Thunder Wave. It's just going to full heal. There's no reason not to do it, by the way, because if it somehow does outspeed me, then it is the right play because it kind of delays the full heal for next turn. So I go Blizzard here, and that actually knocks it out, which is crazy. I then go for Toxic, which I don't know why. I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. Then I get a Blizzard Freeze and a second Blizzard Freeze, but then Hydro Pump misses. Somehow that's the thing that doesn't go right. But now Alakazam goes for Thunder Wave and then Psychic. Somehow it doesn't knock me out. It does lower my special. I am so close to winning. Charizard, come on. Hit with an Earthquake. Let's go. We have beaten Sabrina, and there is just one gym leader left. There isn't going to be anything crazy here. We've already seen Viridian City multiple times. So we have pretty much seen, other than Victory Road, everything this game has to offer. By the way, I have to keep depositing my Tentacruel in order to get Fearow to fly me places. But yeah, we've been to Viridian City. We have to deposit Fearow. This is really tedious. I love in modern Pokemon where you have like the box that is just with you at all times. Makes it much easier. Also, no HMs. That's a really nice change. Just make it like a key item. Also, the gym does have some HM checks. You need to have Surf in order to get by this pond. And then you need to have Cut. It's funny if you think to Erika, wait a minute, what's this? Oh, this is where Eevee is. That's so funny. By the way, it's important to mention, I didn't know this yet. All the Psychic Pokemon are in Victory Road. There were no Psychic Pokemon available. The game was pretty smart about that. So, more invisible. Okay, this gym is different. I've been complaining about vanilla gyms, but this one is definitely different. We got the invisible spinner things. I mean, thematically consistent, yes, but irritating. Anyway, here's a tour of the final gym. So you get this invisible spinner. You have to battle this guy. Then you got to battle that guy, invisible spinner. Then you got to battle all these guys, and then all these guys. And then you get to Giovanni. Similar to the original gym, but more mandatory trainers. Okay. Giovanni leads with Persian, level 90. I go for Hypnosis. It falls asleep. And Giovanni, as I suspected, has the AI that he has in other battles, meaning he doesn't have the infinite full heals. I was pretty lucky that that's a thing, but it is here. You never know. So I put Persian to sleep and I go to Rhydon. Earthquake, Earthquake, done. Dugtrio is next. I can now swap into Charizard. It goes for Body Slam. Wow, that crits. Okay, that was a bad call. Venusaur, Slash. I go for Razor Leaf. Almost knocks it out. My Venusaur is so underleveled. Gengar, I don't think I'm going to outspeed. This actually... Okay, I may need to level up my Pokemon more. Psychic on Persian. All right, well, I think that actually makes sense. I don't think I have to put it to sleep. I think I can knock it out in 2 hits, but whatever. I'm going to keep Gengar out. No, it's going to be 3 hits. That's fine. Okay, Gengar knocks out Persian. Then Dugtrio, I'm going to go... Yeah, let's just... I don't know. It's going to go for Earthquake, no? Okay, well, now I sacked Gengar. What do I do? So the problem is a lot of my Pokemon are weak to ground. So this is not a good team for Giovanni at all. Okay, let me swap in Charizard now. Ugh, it woke up. Of course it did. But yeah, no, that's... Okay, I think I see the play here. Yeah. That's the play. That's the play. Get Hypnosis. No. Get Hypnosis. And then go Psychic. And then go... Yeah, go Thunderbolts. Ugh, I didn't want the crit there. I have to reset because I got a crit. Okay, go Hypnosis. Yes. No, don't use Hypnosis again. Psychic, Special Fell. Okay, this should be fine. And then swap in Charizard. Yes, it's asleep. And then Fire Blast. Okay, now Dugtrio has to go for Body Slam. Frick. Ah, that's what I want. I mean, not like that, but like you can see what I'm doing here. All right, one more time. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my God. All right, well, the thing is, if it uses hypnosis, it just, oh my God, this is just taking forever. It can't hit me. It's just got slash and hypnosis, apparently. Okay, crit, special fell, full restore. That means I have to go for hypnosis again. And, okay, Thunderbolt. No, stay asleep. Stay asleep. Okay, perfect. All right, Charizard. No, it woke up. Oh my God, but I can go back into Gengar. Oh wow, if this is the winning battle, this is gonna be the worst. This is so bad for YouTube footage. Just, oh no, and I pressed the wrong thing. It's even worse. Oh God, this is so frustrating. Oh, the Elite Four is gonna suck. Okay, all right, we did it. Let's go. Fire Blast, knock it. Oh, come on. Oh my God, it tanked him, it's fine. Okay, finally, don't paralyze. Nice. Okay, and it burned. Nice. All right, finally. Slash knocks me out, but it's burned. That means I could probably go into Venusaur. Oh, right. Slash. Does it hit through the burn? Doesn't matter. Zapdos. Right. It has Zapdos still. Forgot about that. That's still a thing. Drill Peck. Let's go Rhydon. This should actually work. Thunder Wave doesn't affect it. Rock Slide. Okay, perfect. That was actually really good. Gengar now. No. Yes, we woke up. Yes, Nightshade. I think we knock it out. Let's go. Two more. Tauros. Right. Tauros. Earthquake. We tank. Earthquake. Oh, wow. We did very little. We do not have a good team for this. Psychic. Special Fell. Earthquake. Come on, tank. Nope. Tentacruel. We need you. Surf it. Come on. Tentacruel. Yes, you survived. And what's last? Of course it's Mewtwo. Did you not watch the anime? What else would it be? Oh my God. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, this is not going to go well. All right. Well, that went. All right. As I battle Giovanni again, remember how I said I wanted to use the same team because I'd used them for so long and it was important to me? Well, about that. So you may notice something about the team as I keep swapping here. Couple things. One, I was wrong that there are only psychic Pokemon available in Victory Road. Turns out they're available on Route 23, which is just before Victory Road. And the second thing is, well, since they're in the level 70s, we're going to use them. Not yet. This initial strat with Persian and Dugtrio is actually pretty effective, so we're going to use it, especially if we get a crit there. And then Zapdos, we're going to use Rhydon because that worked really well as well. I have no idea, by the way, why it won't go for Drill Peck. Oh, there it is. I don't know why it took it so long to do that. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I guess it doesn't see immunity as different. Unfortunately, that means we're not... Oh, we do tank the Psychic. Wow. Okay, I didn't think that would happen. We're not going to tank that, but... Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Now what do I do here? Gengar and Hypnosis? Ah! Okay, that would have worked. All right, Slowbro, you're up. So we're going to go Amnesia. Ooh, Hyper Beam miss. Okay, we can tank this. Oh, Body Slam. And then Psychic, Special Fell, Body Slam. Nice. Okay, and now Mewtwo. So when Thunder Wave, Amnesia again. I'm going to go Surf. And then I'm going to go Amnesia again. Okay, nope, not. Hypno. We have Toxic. Yeah, this should be good. Because now we can lower its special. Perfect. It's going to recover, but eventually the Toxic will slowly... Wait, it does have a full restore. I need to be kind of careful here. But if I hit with Hydro Bump... No, come on. Oh, come on. Take it. Yay! Let's go. See, I still use Tentacruel, although it's also a new addition. I think the only OG Pokemon left is Charizard, actually, if I recall. I mean, we've been using Rhydon for a while, but like the only one we've truly used the whole time is Charizard. We're a bit of a, what's it called, the ship of Theseus here, where we've slowly been replacing our team. But Charizard has lasted quite a long time. That is 8 gym badges in this Kaizo ROM hack. And, oh yeah, I can't buy anything here. This Mart has nothing. There are just 6 trainers to go. Well, actually, then there's the Victory Road, which is probably going to be horrendous. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's going to be so bad. First things first, Rival 6. All right, so Rival 6 last time led with Sand Slash. What does he lead? This time it's Jolteon. Well, I led with Rhydon, Sand Attack misses, and I don't. Nice. Now, I think I'm just going to keep Rhydon v Rhydon. It uses Earthquake. I use Earthquake, and that's fine. Now, I can use Tentacruel. Should be fine here with Surf. Perfect. So I'm +1. Tauros again. It goes Earthquake, and it crits. That's unfortunate. I think Slowbro or... Yeah, let's go Hypno, actually. Hypno's pretty bulky. And then it went Body Slam. I went Hypnosis. Darn, woke up right away. Hyper Beam missed, though, and then I got a crit. Ooh, swap to Executor and a special drop. And Hypnosis. Yeah, Hypno kind of has all the status moves. Now I can... I thought I could knock it out with Fire Blast. Hyper Potion again, but these aren't full restores. So Charizard does get it. And then Withdraw to Starmie. Okay, Slash is fine. Blizzard Mist, Slash is fine. Thunder Wave, Slash is fine. Withdraw, Slash is great! Let's go! I don't know what's going on with the AI. A Withdraw to Mew. This is... I'm not sure what's going on. And now I got a burn on it. That's unfortunate. I kind of want to get Toxic on it because this Mew is very irritating with Soft Boiled. Oh God, what do I even do? Let's go Hypno here and lower its special. Body Slam. Come on, lower the special. Come on. Yeah, there's one. There's one. Nope, we need two. We need two. Come on, give me two. Give me two. 33% chance. There's two. All right, two is good. Now I think Slowbro is going to be the sweeper. So Thunder Wave is fine. One. Okay, still paralyzed. Oh, yeah, we're so strong. Oh, crit. Darn. Yeah, because it's burn. That's why I did so little. But there we go. Surf. And now Starmie, Thunderbolt. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. No, not a crit. Okay, we're fine. Actually, we're fine. We have Gengar. Woo! First try victory. Let's go. Rival 6 defeated. And now I'm ready for whatever Victory Road has to throw at me. Let's see what Victory Road has to throw at me. And this is vanilla Victory Road. I mean, it's not. If we speed the footage up. Unfortunately, my Tentacruel is level 85 and so are the encounters in here, which is really annoying. But yeah, I mean, this is just Victory Road for the most part. I mean, there's some slight changes. Like they moved the, whatever, rock receptacle slightly. I mean, the trainers are really, really irritating. You guys haven't really seen the average trainers and just how annoying they are. Like, they are actively the worst. And every one of them is as annoying, but also no Moltres. Oh, God, I can't wish to... I'm so upset that I'm not level 85 because then I wouldn't have to deal with these encounters. Actually, I should just put Tentacruel up front. There we go. I feel like that's one area of the playthrough that's hard to truly articulate in a YouTube video, is how every battle is such a slog. They all have 6 Pokemon. All of them have annoying sleep strats or wrap strats or... Also, I've partially completed Victory Road, so I can show you now that my Pokemon are higher level, the tour or half tour, because I can start spamming repels. But yeah, you can see it's not really all that different. I can also now grab this item, which, what is it? Oh, it just stuck there? Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Why is that oh my God. Okay, well I didn't know that. All right, we can just cut to the rest of it. I mean, I like showing off the areas just so you guys can see, like, look, you have, ooh, surprise trainer. That guy, by the way, is mandatory because you have to get this boulder, which is in a slightly more annoying spot, but it's fine. You can also see I'm trying to find out where all the rest of the Pokemon are because I don't know what I'm going to need versus the Elite Four. Also, what the heck is that boulder just surrounded by walls? Can't really do anything there. I have 94. I've done pretty well for myself in terms of catching. Still, I'd like more. And yeah, you can see everything is mandatory, and eventually I'm going to have to go and get that rock. There is, by the way, Moltres, so somehow I can get it here. And yeah, that concludes what I've done in Victory Road. That took me half an hour to get this far. So it goes to show you, I mean, I guess I can just show you like this cool trainer, right? Level 90 Electabuzz, instant paralysis. It has Psychic, it has Thunder Wave, it has Hyper Potions, right? This is every single battle, so I have to reset. Just again and again and again and again. Also, when you reset, in Gen 1 only, repels do not persist. So I have to use another one, which isn't the end of the world, so I have like 1,000 of them. Well, actually, I have like 80 something, but still. It's these battles that are just kind of grinding me down. They're not difficult, they're not insurmountable, they're just tedious, and there's a lot of them. But finally, after literally over an hour, I'm done, right? Better save just in case. And see, it's not just one surprise trainer, but two. Two surprise trainers. Two of them. And Tentacruel's still paralyzed. I've run out of full heal, so I'd have to go back and just have to do everything all over again. And now, we're going to go really quick. You can see that while I can beat the first one, I then have to win against the second one. And eventually, I just start losing Pokemon. And oops, got to do it all over again. And again, and again, and again. Because they're all higher level than me, and there's 12 versus 6. I'm at a disadvantage here. And every Pokemon uses not literally the move Toxic, but like those toxic, annoying strats. Now, I'll admit, I could have gone back and used some of the Pokemon I caught in here, and that probably would have been better than the Pokemon that were in the 70s. But I want you to guess how long it took me to win. Want to show you my live reaction to beating these two random trainers. Okay. All right. Every time it misses. Yes! The two rare candies made the difference, man. I lived on 1 HP. I'll fully admit this was me being stubborn and not wanting to make a new team for specifically this battle. But the fact that two random nothing trainers at the end of Victory Road were this bad is frustrating. But at least I get Moltres, right? No. It doesn't work as well the second time. Wait, what's this now? Wait, what's this now? I only have 2 Pokemon left. What is this now? What is this what is this nonsense? What is this? What is this? Do I have more repels? What is this? Well, this is different. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, let's just use every tile in our tile set. All right, I think we're done, right? Oh, it's a maze. Last maze. Unless the Elite Four is also a maze. Come on. Oh my god. Wait, no, I see it. I see it. Is this it? I think it's the end. I think it's the end. All right, we made it. We've made it to the final dungeon. The Elite Four. Also, by the way, want to see something infuriating? Look at this. You guys are gonna... There's a Master Ball. That's really cool, but... You can buy rare candies. Why can't you do this the whole time? Oh my god, it would have saved me so much aggravation if there were just built-in level caps and rare candies. Oh my god, the fact... I was hoarding them, but now, yeah, you can see I'm just... All right, everything gets leveled up now, level 100. not even thinking about it. Oh, Seismic Toss. Interesting. Oh, I accidentally, please. Okay, thank god I saved right in front. Oh my god. So you can buy rare candies just at the end, which is nice, but... Oh god. This does mean, by the way, I can build the perfect team, so to speak, for the Elite Four. Any Pokemon I have, and that's actually the benefit of catching 94 or whatever Pokemon, I can use against the Elite Four. The question is, what are the Elite Four about to throw at me? And am I ready? It has been nearly 15 hours of real time. What is Laurelie going to do to me? 6 Pokemon. Of course I can go to level 100. They're at level 115. Why didn't I see this coming? Why? Oh, and yeah, of course, they have infinite full heals as well. Why didn't I see this coming? I feel like I don't know why I didn't see this coming. I'm so disappointed with myself. Also, we're now at Vaporeon, by the way. I'm just... I have no words. I have no words. I'm also using Hypno because... I mean, I still want to use the Pokemon that got me here, but man, this is frustrating, and yeah, I'm gonna lose. But actually, I didn't do so bad for my first time out. I can't get over the fact they're level 115. That's so dumb. Oh my god, that's so dumb. All right, well, I mean, it makes sense, but... So, after losing a few more times and not getting any farther than the last time, hey, look at Jolteon. I have one now. Because I can have any Pokemon I want. Rhydon is still on the team, so we still get to have that. But it sucks that Hydro Pump can miss. It's really frustrating because it is so powerful, and it does one-shot, which is good. Vaporeon is next. I didn't mean to go Hydro Pump, but it doesn't actually matter what I do. Sand Attack is annoying, but Jolteon, 2 shots with Thunderbolt. Not bad. Now Jinx. Okay, so for Jinx, I go back into Tentacruel. It's going to go for Psychic Knock It Out. That's actually not a problem because new friend Aerodactyl with Rock Slide. It can learn it in this game. And it's not just good against Jinx, it's good against Lapras, at least for 1 hit. And then Jolteon can finish it off. So, oh wait, that's not the last Pokemon. There's Articuno. I knew this was coming. First time I've made it here, but yay, we did it. I don't know why I didn't anticipate there being one more Pokemon. I think because the Elite Four typically have 5, and Lapras is typically the last one. I have plenty of healing items. I should not have to leave, but is this team the team I need to beat the rest of the Elite Four? I know we make fun. Wait, what? Oh, right. Bruno was the fighting dojo. So it's Professor Oak. Okay. That's different. So Raichu. Okay, Raichu is actually a good matchup for me. I get Body Slam. It has to full heal twice. And then I actually will knock it out. Machamp. All right, Jolteon's been pretty good. Thunderbolt. Okay, and now I think Aerodactyl's got this. We have Fly or Razor Wind. Right, Razor Wind in this game is completely different. It's actually really good for some reason. Yeah, so Chansey has been completely changed. I mean, this just makes it clear Chansey's been completely changed. So I once again, Oak has the infinite PowerPoint nonsense. I'm going to try to freeze, but yeah, there's nothing I can do. Oh, there's freeze. Okay, so that means that Oak has to heal, so I get a free swap, and then I lower special. Of course, it gets a crit, and then I'm going to try going Mega Drain just for a little bit more HP, and I'm going to knock out Chansey. Okay, Charizard is next. I have Rhydon still. This should work, but actually Slowbro might make more sense. I'm going to go, okay, you know what? 2 Amnesias with a little greed. No, not a crit. Darn. That was too much greed. Earthquake, come on. Oh my God, I hate when the RNG doesn't work. Venusaur, Razor Leaf. What do I have left? Just Tentacruel. No, I lost. But this isn't so bad. I can beat this. All right, second battle versus Oak. Jolteon leading actually made a lot of sense. Although this time Raichu is very annoying, so it made less sense. Does Aerodactyl outspeed? I hope it does. Ooh, it does. Nice. Okay. Now Machamp, I can go Sky Attack, which is a super effective and 1-turn move because, well, I don't care. But yeah, the critical hit does a lot of damage. So I don't know what the heck is going on with Chansey, but yeah, Chansey is crazy in this game. And I have now a Hitmonlee on the team because I felt like I needed a fighting type. It is very powerful physical attacker, but that does mean no more Charizard. So we have fully gotten rid of our old team. Gengar comes in to revenge KO, and then out comes Venusaur. Crit, ooh, almost one-shots. And then double team is fine, so we're made it to Blastoise. And then, okay, I think we're gonna, Earthquake's not gonna knock me out. Yeah, we're good. We're good. That's Professor Oak. Okay, only took 2 tries for Oak. I'm not saving between members because I don't, well, actually, I probably could. It doesn't really matter because the truth be told, we have enough money to just buy whatever we want at this point. Thank goodness. But you see, I have lots of potions, lots of ethers. I'm just ready to go. But the truth of the matter is, I still don't know if this is the team that is good for the entire Elite Four. That's a big issue when it comes to team building for 4 trainers. Okay, it is still Agatha third, and she leads with Hypno. Aerodactyl's a great lead. Nice. Sky Attack one-shot. Sky Attack doesn't one-shot, but we get a flinch. So it increased crit chance and flinch. Fly is also a 1-turn move, by the way. And then Earthquake, Surf. Okay, knocks me out, but that's all right. Jolteon, Revenge KO. We have a good team. Jinx. We've seen Jinx before. I go Double Edge. Blizzard is fine. I go Body Slam for the paralysis. That's okay. That's okay. Let's go Hitmonlee. Should outspeed here? No, we don't. But, no, we don't tank it either. Right, its special is super low in this game. That's unfortunate. All right, let's go Fire Blast on Slowbro. Nice. Nice, nice. And now Gengar goes Hypnosis. I have Psychic. It goes Psychic. My special fell. That sucks, but its special fell. Nightshade, that's 115, but that's fine. And now Alakazam, I don't have much. Okay, oh, I was trying to lower its special. Okay, Gengar, ooh, I have a bad matchup for this. But we put it to sleep, and here, no, we do have infinite full heals again. I was hoping somehow she wouldn't. I am going to lose here, although maybe not. Hydro Pump, yeah! Okay, that was pretty lucky. Also, these themes that these trainers have is just good Pokemon. There's absolutely no consistency to like typing or anything. But that is 3 down. 3 down. 2 more to go. Lance is next. There is only one good Dragon Pokemon, so Lance is probably just going to have, like every trainer in Victory Road, the best Pokemon. What does he lead with? Kangaskhan. All right, well, we know Kangaskhan is really low special, so I probably should just keep Jolteon in. I'm going to go to Slowbro. It went for Earthquake. I don't know how the AI works, if it actually works like Gen 2 AI, because it seems to like actually use the right moves. Unfortunately, I got a little greedy with Slowbro, but I'm able to Revenge KO. No, I won't, because Hitmonlee misses with High Jump Kick. That is great. But I can Revenge KO with Aerodactyl. Okay, Lapras is next. That's not a good matchup for me at all. Tentacruel, Thunderbolt, of course. Lapras is really good. Toxic, yeah, I can't do that, right? It sucks. It sucks that I can't use status moves. I really just, you know, I don't know why every trainer needs infinite full heals. It's stupid. Anyway, Jolteon knocks out Lapras. Electabuzz comes out next, and Psychic, Special Drop. Oh, God, of course, crit there. Now all we've left is Aerodactyl, but we do outspeed. 3 Pokemon left, though. Rock Slide. Yeah, it goes for Blizzard. GG. GG. The one advantage of this being Gen 1 is I know the order the Pokemon are coming out in, and thus I can plan accordingly. But, yeah, this it's going to be tough. Unfortunately, it would take me a while before I'd make it back to Lance. And part of that is I keep experimenting with my team. It's kind of the benefit and the curse of these rare candies is I can keep changing my team every time. But as we talked about at the beginning, what might be good for one trainer might be worse for another. And so I'm constantly tinkering, hoping that I get to the perfect team for everyone. But it took half an hour to get back to Lance with this team. So what's my team looking like now? Well, Aerodactyl is leading. I go Sky Attack, Hyper Beam. That's fine. We go Rock Slide, and then I'm going to go Fly. But it doesn't knock it out. Thankfully, Earthquake will finish the job. Lapras, I'm going to lose Aerodactyl, but I get a nice crit. And now I can swap into Jolteon. Jolteon is still there. Great. Electabuzz is next. I don't mind this matchup. I go Body Slam, Paralysis, full heal. It goes for Psychic. My special is down. That's okay. Paralysis by Body Slam, full heal. And critical hit works for me. I go for Thunderbolt on Dragonite. It goes for Blizzard. Then I go for Body Slam for another Paralysis, full heal. Then it goes for Wrap, which sucks. I actually get more hits with Body Slam, shockingly, because Wrap lasts only a couple turns. When Wrap goes second, it's way less cheap. And now, what am I going to do? I'm going to go into one of my new friends, Gyarados. Gyarados is actually going to be a special attacker, but it gets so many great moves. You can buy all the TMs, by the way, at this point. So Gyarados is pretty great. But it also going to be a great physical attacker with Body Slam. Unfortunately, I can't paralyze Snorlax because it is normal type. And Gyarados didn't do that great. Now I swap into Gengar, but it doesn't do very well. Then I swap into Tentacruel, and it actually knocks out Snorlax. Aerodactyl comes out, goes for Earthquake, and crits. That may have mattered, but I think I can knock it out with Slowbro. Razor Wind crits, and actually that's going to be the battle. Well, that stinks. That would have been a win, but all right, we're close. We're very close. This team seems to be the good team. And to that end, I believed in it so much, I actually saved in front of Lance. I'd avoided doing that just because I didn't want to waste money. And this battle, I just go Sky Attack, and Aerodactyl actually makes it with way more HP. This time, I swap into Jolteon right away. It tanks a Body Slam and then tanks a Surf. Because I don't really need it for Electabuzz, I get a Body Slam off, and that's okay. Here, by the way, you know what would have been great? Rhydon, but crit from Earthquake from Aerodactyl works just as well. Then I go in Tentacruel. It goes for the... Oh, no. We got Wrap Paralysis strats. That's what I didn't want. Okay, so unfortunately, it looks like Wrap in this game has 100% accuracy when used by the opponent. I've noticed this earlier, but thankfully, remember that Gyarados I said could be a special attacker? It outspeeds and goes for Blizzard, which is perfect. Then we're going to go Hydro Pump. Hyper Beam doesn't one-shot, which means we're going to knock out Snorlax as long as we don't miss, and we don't. Aerodactyl will Revenge KO, but now Slowbro, Rock Slide, of course it crits. I can't crit. And I actually tank Earthquake. We did it. Let's go. Thank goodness Lance's AI just, well, it's Gen 1. All right, we've made it to the champion for the very, very first time. We know Mew is coming because that's the champion's ace. It has only taken us 15 and a half real-world hours and like 100 in-game hours to make it here. I am so glad I didn't actually play this on the physical cartridge, which, of course, I have. I don't know what's going to lead off. I mean, you know, it could be anything. Doesn't really matter. Alrighty. Champ 1. We've got Mew versus Aerodactyl. Okay, this is fine. Sky Attack. Thunder Wave. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Let's try this again. Okay, so... let's try Gyarados? Let's try Gyarados. See how that is as a lead. I don't want Aerodactyl to be paralyzed. That would be terrible. Okay, so let's go. Thunder Wave is fine. Body Slam. All right, now Infinite Full Heal. Took advantage of that again. Soft Boiled. Okay, let's keep going for Hydro Pump. Psychic, don't lower my special. All right, fully paralyzed, even worse. Crit, okay. Now, can I Revenge KO with something? Tentacruel. Let's go Hydro Pump here. Not enough. Psychic, come on. Okay. And then I can Surf and knock it out. Okay. Jolteon is next. I'm just going to... All right. That's fine. Darn. I wish the Hydro Pump would have hit. Okay. Aerodactyl. Can we... All right. We don't outspeed, which makes sense. And it crits. Okay. That can't happen. We may need a ground Pokemon here. That's not bad, though. Oh, and interesting that it didn't use the full heal right away. But we actually knock out Jolteon with 3 body slams and it never attacks us. Although our accuracy is... Yeah, I was worried about that. I went for bot. Nice. 2 misses. Wonderful. 3 misses. Fantastic. It's okay. This is just the first battle. So, Gengar can't really do anything here. No, I can't do anything. I'm done. I'm just done. There's this. This is it. All right, that's fine. Actually, I could try like triple amnesia here. See what that does. Oh, darn. Can I just hit once? Okay. Well, at least we'll see what's... Oh, no. We still don't see what's next. And you know what? Another amnesia. Why not? And, oh, of course, I'm not going to see what's next. Wait. Yep. No, I'm not. I'm just going to reset. All right. So, what do we want for Mew? Is Gyarados? I guess Gyarados made sense. Maybe Jolteon. I don't know. I don't know. This is tough. I don't like this team right now for... What rival? Maybe, oh god, maybe Slowbro. Anyway, I'm going to try to abuse Body Slam, Paralysis, Full Heal. But so far it's working actually pretty well. And hey, Hydro Pump. Okay, let's go. So now I'm just going to sack Gyarados? No, why do that? Jolteon v Jolteon, Sand Attack's fine. Body Slam, Sand Attack, Body Slam. It uses Body Slam. Wow, it did a lot. Okay. Now, yeah, see now what do we do? I guess Gengar, right? And then it goes for Thunderbolt. I go Psychic. And it goes for Thunderbolt. All right, we knocked it out. Okay. So now is Executor. Let's go for Psychic, try to lower its special. Nice, nice, we do it. But, okay, actually this could work. Funny enough, I think the best Pokemon actually to go into is Aerodactyl, so it didn't really matter. Sky Attack knocks it out. Starmie is next. Ah, no, that miss sucks. Should have gone Razor Wind, but I'll try Sky Attack. Nice crit. Okay. Tauros. No crit. Flinch. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh. One more Pokemon. It's Mewtwo. Makes sense. I go for Fly. Nice crit. And now it goes for Psychic. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. We got to have this. Gyarados. Let's go for Body Slam. It goes for Psychic. Special. No. No, 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 no. Okay. Come on. Tentacruel. What can I even do? I'm just going to go Surf or Hydro Pump. Let's go Hydro Pump. Psychic. Knocks me out. Slowbro v Mewtwo. Goes Thunder Wave. I go Amnesia. Okay. It goes Recover. I'm paralyzed. It goes Body Slam. Crits. I'm done. Body Slam. Paralyzed. Surf after Recover. Wait. Body Slam. No. So close. Very close, guys. Very, very close. bad luck at the end. All I can do is just battle the champ over and over and try to get better results. And Gyarados leading seems to be the play. I've tried this many times now. Gyarados is the best lead, and we typically do knock out Mew. We also do want to preserve, so I actually go into Gengar here. That's a change instead of Jolteon. Unfortunately, in this battle, Gengar proves less than useless, so that sucked. So I actually do have to use Jolteon, although I didn't want to. I do get a crit and a paralysis, which was nice, and then a double-edge crit, so the good and the bad luck kind of cancel out. I then avoid a sleep powder, get a crit with body slam, a paralysis, and then another crit paralysis, and then another paralysis. So the luck is definitely on my side because Jolteon will therefore get a Thunderbolt on Starmie. However, the luck can't stay on my side the whole game. That would be absurd. So I get frozen, but I'll take that. Aerodactyl then can go for Earthquake and Revenge KO Starmie. Tauros comes out. I go for Sky Attack. It goes for Body Slam. And thank goodness, although it crits, oh, it does paralyze. And I'm still paralyzed. All right, well, that just ended it, right? It goes for Earthquake. There's no way I tank this. No, we're done. Gyarados. That sucks. Hyper Beam. Nope. And it gets to move. I'm just going to go for Psychic. That sucks. Crit, of course. Well, we get a crit and back to Mewtwo. So Thunder Wave, I'll go one Amnesia. Recover. Okay, another Amnesia. Recover. I'm paralyzed. Can I attack? All right, lots of recovers here. And finally, my third Amnesia. Another recover. Interesting. Wait a minute. If it keeps doing this, I'm going to win. Okay, why is it not attacking me? What's going on? What's going on? Body Slam? Oh my god, I did it! Let's go! Although, I'm going to be honest, I used quite different language when I beat this in my live video. This had been a game that my chat had requested I play for a long time since I mentioned that I owned an actual cartridge of it. And let me just say, I did not enjoy the experience. I do not like this kind of game design. I have no problem with difficult, but the way this was difficult was just to spam enemies and just make things take a really long time. Part of that is because of the mechanics of Generation 1. Like, for example, I never hated the Battle Frontier, which is very difficult and borderline unfair, but I find really fun and strategic and challenging. This, on the other hand, I just found really grating. I mean, the fact it took me like an hour, I think it took longer for me to beat those two like cool trainers than it took for me to beat the champion. And to answer this question preemptively, no, I don't feel like playing whatever ROM hack you think I should play. I'm not a big Pokemon ROM hack fan, to be completely honest with you guys. I would much rather see how far I can push the games I know and love. I do think, if you'll indulge me, those of you who are still here, J-Rose, you do these crazy challenges with Wurmple, with Ditto, they're so tedious. Why was this so annoying? And I think the big difference, to be honest with you, is that with those, I more feel like I am doing something the game doesn't intend for me to do. And so I don't get angry. Like, trust me, it's still boring and awful, but it feels really cool to do something that even the developers themselves would probably think is insane. Like, you can just use a Wurmple the whole way through. You catch it really early. Why would you, right? I find that really fun. And even when I do tedious things, there's this kind of sense of I'm doing something cool. This game, I was using the best Pokemon I thought I could. I was trying to win, and yet the game just constantly was slowing me down. And so it was a different feel. What can I tell you? Listen, I fully understand how difficult and how much time and effort went into making this game, and I fully appreciate there are people out there who will love it. They are not me. And so while I appreciate all the effort that clearly went into making this, I will not play this ever again. I have no interest in finishing the Pokedex. I'm done. I am so done. And again, I am not playing whatever ROM hack, difficult ROM hack you think I should play. I'm not. There are plenty of YouTubers who will do it, and they will hate it way less than I do. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. I want one final note for you guys to know. This footage was recorded in July of 2024. I hated this experience so much, I kept putting this video off until December 2025. That's how much I didn't enjoy this experience, but I will enjoy the next video more. It is Wormpool and Emerald. I will enjoy it more. Take care.